Hey Brian, happy Sunday. And yes, YouTube is the big news on YouTube right now, but I'm not quite sure why. The 10,000 view blackout that you talked about last week is nothing. They are literally saying that in trade for us giving you this service and we're going to give you the majority of the revenue moving forward, we're just saying, you know what, it's kind of hard to track at first, so why don't we just keep the first $20 and we'll call it good. But this platform's going through a lot of changes that'll directly affect creators. From the Nintendo Creators Program that's gotten a lot of flack since its creation, gosh, it's been like a year ago, to the 10,000 blackout, to the battle between the media right now, which is in both their best interest to win because you're talking about $1 billion a year in advertising revenue at stake, to even just the response that the community is having, things like advertisers pulling out. And so the question is, what are the creators on YouTube going to do? If they're only on the platform to make money, then yes, the absolute problem here is that it is changing. Even if the amount of money they could make before all this got complicated to after this is the exact same amount of money, which I don't think it is. I do think it's going to affect that. The question is now, where did that path go? The path has now changed directions, and the easiest path to the top is changing. The algorithm seems to change almost once a week to avoid people gaming it. So the question is, how do I push my stuff to the top if my primary goal is just to make money? But with the top 1% of YouTube channels making a total of $40,000 a year, and you look at the number of hours you have to basically post daily, you have to continue to put in the time and the effort, and even then, when you look at the top 100 most categories, many of those channels are 3, 5, or multiple years older than that. I think you're better off just getting a job. And I'm not saying YouTube isn't a job. I'm just saying that in a traditional sense, you're better off finding an employer that will trade money in trade for your time and just jumping in if getting to the dollar is the primary goal. But if you have a creator who just enjoys sharing content and their only goal as far as revenue goes is to capture what is available and maybe use that to grow their channel or buy props or buy whatever product they're reviewing, it'd be really cool. Brian and I end up buying our own Nintendo Switch and our own Zelda game, but maybe Mario Kart would be purchased by a check from Google. That would be pretty neat. Then this platform really is the best bet. There is no better platform out there right now. There is no other platform that's giving a better share with a better audience and giving more tools to creators than YouTube. They are still the best. So until YouTube either drops down enough that somebody can pass it, or something brand new out of left field comes up and is just better out of the gate, I don't really see YouTube going anywhere. I just see people being mad. And people are quick to point to the top YouTubers because that's the easiest place to look. So you talk about PewDiePie, Casey Neistat, Philip DeFranco, Vlogbrothers. These are all people that are affected by this. H3H3 has made a lot of posts on this. And I can understand their sensitivity because they have built whole businesses around YouTube as a primary portion of their business model. Even if the ad revenue is not a big piece of the money they make, it is a big vehicle to whether they sell t-shirts or they do sponsored content or whatever it is they do. The audience that they have here on YouTube is their brand. It is their value. But as of this February, YouTube has said that over 300 hours of content are being posted to YouTube every single minute. And they're saying it's 1.3 billion active users are watching 3.25 billion hours every single month. Now they're sharing that over 1 billion views per day, so that average watch time is very, very low. And they're saying that 20% of viewers are leaving within the first 10 seconds of a video, which means there's a good portion of viewers who probably haven't even made it as far as we are right now. So let's assume for a moment that there are 100 Casey Neistats posting every single day of the week, which not even Casey Neistat himself does. Casey's current daily average, according to Social Blade, over the last 30 days is 2,761,910 views per day, but he's on his way back, and honestly, for just easy math, let's just call it 3 million for now. Now, if 100 of him post every single day, which I don't think they do, that's 300 million of the 1 billion views that are going out every single day. So yes, it is easy to point at these big influencers, just like on any platform. They're your stars, they're your all-stars, and everybody wants to be one of them, although people are not quick to look at just how much work goes into being them. But it's easy to dismiss the fact that just because Brian and I make up a very small fraction of the rest of YouTube, the rest of YouTube as a whole still has a huge voting percentage with the company that is YouTube, with Google. So where am I going with all this? Well, Brian, you kind of talked about this last week. We've talked about it a lot in person, and I think that the answer to all of this mess in the world right now is, as the news media seems to just cycle in on itself, it's just patience. Just get out of it. Just take a look and realize none of this matters to me. PewDiePie got taken out of context for being anti-Semitic. A bunch of advertisers pulled. But meanwhile, I still had a TurboTax pre-roll on my Casey Neistat video that I last watched. I had a Spectrum cable, an internet ad on the last Vlogbrothers video I watched. So advertisers are still here and we are still getting pre-rolls. And at no point have I said, oh wow, I didn't know TurboTax supported Casey. So I think advertisers just need to chill out, and I think they will, because as they pulled from that, they've got a scandal where they're pulling from Fox because of some things going on over there, and it just goes back and forth. Well, this money has to go somewhere. They're going to continue to market. And honestly, for anybody who's still willing to support YouTube, this is just good news for them, because I'm sure they're getting much better ad buys now that YouTube needs their business. But none of this affects me. Brian and I make videos for this channel because we enjoy playing video games and we want to share them with an audience, people who will engage back, and we love that. We love our comments section, and we love the direct messages, and we love the feedback that we get. And we honestly just get joy out of making the videos themselves. Even if, Brian, you are the only person that watches mine and I'm the only person that watches yours, these are still pretty fun to make. So if we forget about ads for just a tiny little moment, and we forget about the mega corporations that are looking at metadata and saying, oh wow, millions of people watch this cat video versus the two dumb guys making stunts on skateboards versus how to make a cabinet that'll help organize your garage, and we can shift our revenue to make, X% more next year. I don't care about any of that. I just come here to watch the videos I want to watch. If they happen to pre-roll, I understand that there is a business behind it, but it's not something that's my responsibility to run. So as long as Google's taking care of theirs, I just let them run it. And I just come here to watch the content I want to watch. When I'm being a creator, I come here to create the content I want to create, and then I move on with my life. And the only reason I have this amount of time to talk about this is because right now I want to be playing Zelda so bad, but we got Lego Undercover this week, and my wife has had the Switch to a point where last night I just went to bed without her. And I think she thought that it hurt my feelings that she was staying up so late, but I've done it to her a million times. So I'm thrilled that she's loving the game. I'm just waiting for my turn. But I made a full million gil less than you last month, which means I will be paying for lunch when we go out next week. And honestly, that's okay. I'm looking forward to it. Brian, I hope you had a great Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed Easter with your family, and I will see you next week.
Thanks for watching. YouTube has a pretty cool video waiting for you over here. Our latest vlog is down below. For those of you new, subscribe is over here, and all of our other contact info is just right below me here. Thanks for watching.